Hola clase, hoy nosotros vamos a hablar sobre los verbos que cambian en raíz, our stem changing verbs. La meta para este video, yo puedo conjugar los stem changers. So I can conjugate stem changers or I can conjugate stem changing verbs. Copia estos infinitivos en tu cuaderno. Copy these infinitives in your notebook. Make sure you title them with the little groups that I've titled here. For example, U to UE, jugar, to play. Go ahead and write them just like I've written here with the infinitive and what it means in English, por favor. Pause the video so you can do this. Ahora lee estas frases. Homer juega al fútbol. Yo juego al fútbol también. A veces nosotros jugamos en el parque. El bebé de mi hermano no duerme mucho. Mi hermano y su esposa no duermen mucho tampoco. Ellos están muy cansados. Carolina no puede ir al concierto porque tiene que trabajar, pero Lucía y Raúl pueden ir. Nosotros podemos ir a las 8. So Carolina cannot go to the concert because she has to work, but Lucía y Raúl can go. We are going to go a las 8. Or we can go a las 8, lo siento. Notice how here, clase, we have UE, but here we have O. These verbs come from the verb poder. So start thinking about what that means in terms of talking about stem changing verbs. ¿Qué piensan ustedes de la música de Justin Bieber? Ugh, nosotros pensamos que es horrible. So again, we're using the verb pensar. Here, in the ustedes form, we have piensan. Here in the nosotros form, we have pensamos. Again, start thinking about what these might mean. Horrible. ¿Qué pides en el restaurante? Yo pido una hamburguesa. Ellos sirven hamburguesas muy ricas. A veces, mi amigo y yo pedimos las papas fritas también. So in this case, what do you order in the restaurant? I order a hamburger. They serve really delicious hamburgers. Sometimes my friend and I order French fries as well. So, ¿qué pides? Yo pido. Ellos sirven. Pedimos. ¿Qué notas sobre estos verbos? What do you notice about these verbs? ¿Cómo son especiales? How are they special? Otra vez tenemos las frases aquí, so we have the sentences again here. Homer juega. Yo juego. Nosotros jugamos. All different forms of the verb jugar. El bebé no duerme. Mi hermano y su esposa no duermen. Forms of dormir. Carolina no puede. Lucía y Raúl pueden. Forms of the verb poder. But then nosotros podemos. We can. Again, still a form of the verb poder, but a little bit different. Start thinking about how come. Piensan ustedes. Nosotros pensamos. Two forms of the verb pensar, to think. ¿Qué pides? Yo pido. Nosotros pedimos. So forms of the verb pedir. And then lastly, ellos sirven. They serve. What's special about these verbs? Why are we picking them out and learning about them specially? Why do you think they're called stem changers? Stem changing verbs. Verbs that change in their stem when you conjugate them in all forms except nosotros. So let's go back quickly. You may have noticed here, we're familiar with the verb jugar, but when we conjugated it, that U changed to a UE, except not in the nosotros form. We've been talking a little bit about the verb poder, and that's P-O-D-E-R. You might notice here that O changed to a UE in its stem or its middle part of the verb, but not in the nosotros form. Same up here. Pensar is the verb. Here it changed to IE. That E in the middle in the stem changed to an IE, but not in the nosotros form. So again, verbs that change in their stem when you conjugate them in all forms except nosotros. Hay cuatro grupos, so there are 4 different groups of stem-changing verbs. Ones that go from O to UE, like poder and dormir. Ones that go from U to UE, like jugar, that middle U changes to a UE, in juego and juegas, juega, juegan. I, a IE, for example, in querer, pensar, preferir. We say, yo prefiero, tú prefieres, él prefiere. Nosotros preferimos, because that nosotros form won't change. Ellos prefieren. And then I to I, like in servir and pedir. Aquí están los 4 grupos. Poder represents our O to UE. The forms are puedo, puedes, puede, podemos, pueden. So again, this O goes to UE in all of the forms except nosotros. Some people call these boot verbs because the changes happen in the parts that form a boot. Jugar represents our U to UE group. Juego, juegas, juega, jugamos, porque la forma nosotros no cambia, juegan. Pensar, to think, represents our E to I because this E changes to IE. Pienso, piensas, piensa, pensamos. Nosotros doesn't change. Piensan. And then pedir is going to represent our E to I group. Pido, pides, pide. Pedimos, nosotros doesn't change. Piden. And again, remember, even though these stem changing verbs have a stem that changes, either O to UE, U to UE, E to IE, or E to I, la forma nosotros no cambia. The nosotros form will not change. It'll look just like it does in the infinitive. Alright, you should already have these verbs copied in your notebook. The reason I'm giving these to you is because I want you to know a few from each group. You need to be responsible for memorizing these and knowing what they mean, and also knowing how they change. So for example, jugar, you need to know that that is a U to UE stem changer. When you conjugate this, you're responsible for knowing that it's juego, juegas, juega, jugamos, juegan. So you are responsible for knowing these verbs. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 verbs here you need to know. Number 1, what they mean. Number 2, what stem changing group they're part of. A practicar. Go ahead and use the verbs from the other page to fill in these sentences. Remember, each verb will be a stem changer, one of the 4 groups that we talked about. Reference the notes that you just took to remind yourself which group it belongs to and how that middle letter should change, that middle vowel should change. And also remember that the nosotros form won't have this stem change. Pause the video now so you can complete this. Las respuestas. Miguelito juega al golf. Mis amigos y yo jugamos al tenis en el verano. ¿Qué quieres tú en el centro comercial? What do you want at the mall? Ellos almuerzan a las 11:15. They eat lunch at 11:15. 5. Nosotros queremos ir a la fiesta, pero tenemos que trabajar. We want to go to the party, but we have to work. 6. Yo prefiero estudiar en mi casa. 7. ¿Pueden ustedes ir de compras mañana? Can you guys go shopping tomorrow? 8. No, nosotros no podemos. Tenemos que estudiar para un examen. Now remember again, no stem change. This is still O. Do you remember why? Porque es la forma nosotros. 9. Yo duermo por 7 a 8 horas cada noche. Y 10. Nosotros pensamos que la película es muy cómica. Alright, make sure you've written down any questions you have throughout the video. Y nos vemos mañana.